Adventure in the Dark, a happy ending story. When you don't know what something is, does it scare you sometimes? Well, Tipu Mouse was sure afraid of the dark until he had a very unexpected adventure. This is where the mouse family lives. Let's look in on Tipu and his sister Muffy as their mom gets them ready for bed.
Good night, Tipu.
Good night, Muffy.
Good night, Muffy. I'll tuck you in just a minute. Good night, little Tipu. Sweet dreams. I'm going to turn off the light.
Mommy, please leave the light on. It's too dark in here. I'm afraid.
Oh, Tipu, there's nothing to be afraid of. You're tucked all snug in your bed, and Dad and I are sleeping in the next room.
Well, okay. Good night, Mommy.
As Mommy walked out of his room, Tipu looked at the shadows dancing on his wall. And he stayed awake a long time, imagining that those shadows were monsters and goblins and all kinds of scary things.
Whee! Rolly-roundy, upsy-downsy, all aroundsy over. Rolly-roundy, upsy.
That Tipu is always having a good time. Oh, he has a new hoop, too. I want it. I'll show that goody-goody a thing or two. Catch me if you can, Goody Tipu.
Stop that! Stop! That's my new hoop! You come back here, Bully Shrew! Oh, he's always picking on somebody! Come back!
Tipu chased after Bully and his new hoop as long as he could, but Bully was a faster runner. When Tipu stopped to catch his breath, he realized that he was lost, and it was beginning to get dark.
Oh, it's getting so dark. Wow, this is really spooky. Oh, yikes! I better keep trying to find my way home. Eee! A giant cat monster! Oh, help! Oh, help! Oh, please, don't eat me! Oh, please! Well, at least it didn't follow me. What can I do? The night is scary even at home, but here it's really scary. Oh, no! Another monster. Maybe he can't see me. But those bright eyes of his. Ooh! Help! Help! Oh, someone please help me! Oh, I can't find my way home, no matter which way I go. And I'm afraid those monsters are going to catch me. Oh, maybe I can hide safely here. I better stay awake and keep a lookout, though.
Even though Tipu was very frightened, he was so tired he just couldn't stay awake all night. He fell asleep shivering with fear. As the sun came up, Tufty Rabbit came down the path. He always came this way early in the morning, on his way to work.
Oh, Tufty, it's you! Oh, you'll never guess what happened. There was my hoop and Bully Shrew in the woods, and so he took it from me. So I had...
Calm down, Tipu. What are you doing out here so early? And how come you're so far from home?
I don't know where I am. I was chasing Bully Shrew, and he took my hoop, and then I got lost, and then I hid here to escape two terrible monsters.
Oh, monsters, Tipu? There are no monsters around here that I know of. You must be hungry. And I bet your family is really worried about you. Come on, let me walk you home.
Oh, Tufty, look over there. It looks like the giant cat monster.
Well, it does look a little like a cat, but come here, Tipu, and take a look. This is just an old tree. You didn't know what it was, so you imagined it was a monster.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe I ran away from an old tree. It doesn't seem scary now, Tufty. It seems funny. Oh, Tufty, don't tell me that fallen log was the other monster. But it had such bright and scary eyes.
Well, Tipu, come close and take a look. It's amazing how things change when you understand them. This fallen log was your monster. And I'll bet those scary eyes were 2 little fireflies. Now, are you still afraid?
No, Tufty, I'm feeling braver by the minute.
Good.
Oh, where can Tipu be? He's such a good boy and he knows not to talk to strangers.
There. There must be an explanation. Tipu would never stay away like this.
Mommy, Dad, look, Tufty Rabbit with Tipu. Oh, Tipu, you're safe. We were so worried. Oh, welcome home.
But where were you?
Oh, well, Bully Shrew took my hoop. And I got lost, and then it got dark, and then I fell asleep, and then Tufty found me.
Well, the important thing is that you're safe. We certainly are grateful to you, Tufty. Thank you for showing Tipu the way home.
Oh, I was glad to help the little fella. Hey, Tipu, want to go looking for some more monsters tonight?
No thanks, Tufty. I'm sure I won't be able to find any tonight.
Monsters, Tipu?
Yes, Mommy, you know, like the kind I used to think were on my wall.
Used to think, Tipu? Does that mean you're through imagining things in the dark?
You bet. I found out that the dark is just like the day, only you can't see as well in it. I just wish I could have found Bully Shrew and gotten my hoop back. I guess I'll stop by his house today after school.
Okay, Tipu. Well, Tufty, we don't want to hold you up any longer. You're going to be late for work. But tomorrow's Saturday. Maybe you'd like to join Tipu and me for a little early morning fishing.
Sure I would. I'll meet you at Boulder Pond at 5 in the morning.
Oh, Dad, these are the things I thought were monsters. Look at that old tree with the moonlight shining through. And that fallen log, those are real fireflies in there.
You know, Tipu, you're right. Those things could look alive if you didn't know what they were. Finding out about something takes all the scariness away, doesn't it?
It sure does, Dad. Gee, Dad, you and Tufty both caught some fish, and I haven't got any.
Well, Tipu, we're concentrating on the fish while you're daydreaming up a storm. What are you thinking about?
Oh, Bully Shrew. I went over to his house yesterday to get my hoop back, but he said he'd lost it. I guess he did lose it. There was nowhere around, and he was inside being punished for running off without doing his chores. Hey, I got a bite.
Well, let's reel it in, Tipu.
The hoop! Hooray! I caught the biggest fish of all! Yay!
Looks like this was a pretty tiring day.
He's not that tired, dear. It's just that he's not afraid of the dark anymore. He'll be falling asleep right away every night.
Oh, that's wonderful. Good night, little Tipu. Sweet dreams.
Well, Tipu discovered that finding out about some things takes all the scariness away. I bet that would work for you, too. If there's something you're afraid of, let a grown-up help you check it out. Give those happy endings a chance to come true. Right, Tipu? Hoppity's First Thunderstorm. A happy ending story.
Guess what I've got, Mommy?
I can't imagine, Chippy. What in the world do you have?
A book.
My goodness, what a surprise, Chippy.
What's it called, Mommy?
It's called Hoppity's First Thunderstorm. Were you ever frightened of something until you understood it better?
Uh-huh.
Well, That's what happened to Hoppity Rabbit during his first thunderstorm.
Hooray! This is so much fun, Teddy. You on your swing and me on my new scooter. I can go so fast. Whee!
Just then, Mommy came to the door.
Come in now, Hoppity. It's nearly time for your bath. And it's starting to rain. I'll go get your bath ready.
But Hoppity pretended not to hear and kept riding his scooter as Mommy went back inside the house.
Hooray! Isn't this fun, Teddy? Hooray!
Hoppity was having so much fun that he didn't notice the raindrops getting bigger or the big black thunder clouds getting closer. Suddenly, Dad rushed out into the yard.
Come inside at once, Hoppity. Your new scooter will get all rusty if you play with it in the rain.
Oh, all right, Dad.
And as Dad carried Hoppity inside, poor little Teddy was forgotten on the swing.
Your bath is almost ready, Hoppity.
Oh, goody. Wouldn't it be funny if all the raindrops changed into bath bubbles, Mommy?
I don't know what the flowers would say, Hoppity. Your bath is ready now, Hoppity. Jump in.
Oh, boy. Oh, I love my bath. I love how it feels. It's fun to splash and giggle and squeal. I swim like a fish and quack like a duck. Oh, how I love my bath.
When Hoppity got in bed, he remembered Teddy and started worrying.
Poor Teddy. Well, he must be getting all wet from the rain. I bet he's lonely, too, out there in the dark. I ought to rescue him. Mommy, Teddy is still outside. Can I go get him?
Oh, it's raining far too hard for anyone to go outside, Hoppity.
Oh, but I'm so worried. I can't sleep. Can Bobtail come and read me a story?
No, your brother is busy doing his homework. It's time for you to be tucked in.
Okay, Mommy. Can you see Teddy out the window?
No, it's too dark to see him now. Good night, my little Hoppity. Sweet dreams.
Good night, Mommy.
Hoppity lay awake worrying about Teddy when all of a sudden...
What was that? Oh, I don't like that. I want it to stop. Yikes! I'm scared, but I've got to save Teddy.
So Hoppity jumped out of bed and ran to the door, but... The loudest thunderclap of all made him dive under the bed.
Oh, I'd dive under the bed, too. That thunder is so loud, and he's all alone without his bear.
Well, just then his mommy ran into the room and saw his head stuck under the bed.
That's funny.
And she said, "Where are you, Hoppity? Where are you hiding? I can't see you." When he heard his mommy's voice, Hoppity scrambled out from under the bed and said,
Oh, Mommy, I'm so glad to see you. I thought it was a giant stomping around the house that was coming to get me. It wasn't, was it?
"Of course not. That was thunder. It was just a loud bang in the sky. Let's look out the window. See? There's some more lightning.
Ooh. Oh.
And there's the thunder which comes after it. Let's straighten up a bit here.
Does lightning hurt?
Sometimes it can be dangerous. That's why you should stay indoors when lightning comes. And if you are outside, never shelter under trees.
Look, Mommy, I can make a bang, too. As loud as the thunder.
Just then, Hoppity remembered Teddy.
Mommy, you said not to shelter under a tree. That's where Teddy is. I've got to get him.
Hold on there, Hoppity. What's the matter?
It's Teddy. He's outside under the tree in the lightning. I must go get him.
Oh, my goodness. I do believe you care more about Teddy than your new scooter.
Of course I do. Teddy's my bear. He plays with me every day. In that case, we have a big surprise for you. Teddy! Dad brought him in before the thunderstorm. Oh, thank you, Dad. And thank you too, Bobtail. Teddy, I'm so glad to see you.
Hoppity was so happy he jumped right into bed, and Mommy brought in some hot chocolate and cookies.
Here we are, Hoppity. A special treat for tonight.
Oh, boy, my favorite. You sure are lucky, Hoppity.
And there's some downstairs for you too, Bobtail.
Well, it's not every day you have your first thunderstorm, Hoppity.
That's right. Hoppity deserves a special treat.
Thank you, Mommy.
Pretty soon, all the thunder and lightning was over and the sky became clear. Hoppity stayed awake a while, telling Teddy all about the noisy thunder.
So you see, Teddy, thunder really isn't a big giant stomping all around. It's just a big loud bang in the sky, louder even than I can make with my drum. Are you listening, Teddy? Anyway, it can't hurt us, and it doesn't last long.
Then Hoppity closed his eyes and fell asleep, dreaming about tomorrow and the fun he and Teddy would have on the scooter and the swing.
Looks like someone else is ready for bed too.
What? What? I'm not sleepy. I'm wide awake.
Sweet dreams with happy endings, Chippy.
The New Teacher, a happy ending story. Little Tiggy Furtail loved to meet new people, but just a little while ago, Tiggy didn't feel that way at all. Tiggy always looked forward to school as she liked her teacher, Mrs. Blossoms, very much.
There! It's finished! I hope Mrs. Blossoms likes my picture. I wonder if she can guess who it is. Oh, Oscar, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to splash you.
That's all right. I'm okay. Let me see your picture. Hey, that's great. It's Mrs. Blossoms.
I hope she likes it.
Oh, well, look at this. It's a wonderful picture. It looks just like me. Thank you so much, Tiggy. If you asked Tiggy how long she'd known Mrs. Blossoms, she'd have said forever.
I like Mrs. Blossom so much.
Me too. She's so nice.
Now, come on, children. Gather round. I have something very important to tell you.
Oh, yay. Hey, what is it? What is it?
I will soon be leaving. You will have a new teacher starting today.
Oh.
And her name is Mrs. Prickles. She's a wonderful teacher. I'm sure you're going to like her.
Oh, Mrs. Blossoms, I don't want you to go. I don't want a new teacher.
I'm sorry, Tiggy, but I have to go. But as soon as I'm settled in my new home, I will send you my address so you can write to me. And here is your new teacher, Mrs. Prickles, now.
Good morning, children. It's wonderful to meet all of you. I wish you would eat, Tiggy.
I'm not hungry. I miss my Mrs. Blossoms.
I know you do, Tiggy. But just remember, you have a new teacher now. You should try and make her feel welcome.
I don't want to. I want Mrs. Blossoms to come back.
Now, don't be silly, Tiggy. I'm sure your new teacher will be just as much fun as Mrs. Blossoms.
But Tiggy made up her mind she was not going to like her new teacher. She painted a really messy picture and was so careless that she spilt the paint all over the floor.
Hey, Tiggy, why don't you be more careful? You're making a big mess.
I know what I'm doing, thank you. Why don't you mind your own business? Uh-oh. Now I'm in trouble.
Well, now, what have we here? This is such a pretty color. Wasn't it lucky that it splashed right on my apron?
You're not mad at me, Mrs. Prickles?
Of course not, Tiggy. It'll soon wash off.
What are these costumes for, Mrs. Prickles? Our school play?
Of course. We're going to put on a play about pirates. Now, everyone gets a costume. Here's one for you. Yay!
Tiggy waited to see what costume she would get, but soon they were all gone.
There's nothing left for me. Mrs. Prickles must be angry after all.
Tiggy, look what I found at the bottom of the box.
Oh, Mrs. Prickles, it's beautiful.
Will you play the princess?
Me? Oh, yes, Mrs. Prickles. I'd love to.
We'll need to make a new costume. The old one is torn. You'll have to work very hard so it's ready on time.
Oh, I will. I'll try very hard.
When Tiggy came home from school, she told her mommy about the play.
Mommy, you'll never guess what. We're having a play at school, and my new teacher wants me to play the princess.
Oh, Tiggy, that's wonderful. I know you'll make a beautiful princess.
But I have to make a dress and learn my words. Will you help me?
Of course I will. It will be lots of fun. Let's get started right away.
And they set to work measuring, stitching, pinning, and cutting. At last, the dress was almost finished.
Just one more stitch and then we're through. There, my darling Tiggy, a beautiful costume for a beautiful princess.
All the students were excited the day before the play. They put on their costumes and practiced for the last time.
Very good, everyone. You're all doing very well. And Tiggy, your new dress is absolutely beautiful. You must have worked very hard. I'm very proud of you.
The night of the play finally arrived. Everybody's parents came to see the play.
Dear princess, will you please marry me?
Oh, yes, fair prince. I will marry you, and we'll all live together happily ever after.
Tiggy's mother and father clapped loudest of all. They were so proud of little Tiggy.
Tiggy, you were wonderful.
The whole play was so well done.
Mommy, Daddy, this is Mrs. Prickles, my new teacher. She's ever so nice. I hope she'll be my teacher forever and ever.
As Tiggy stood there talking with Mommy and her new teacher, she felt like the happiest little girl in the world. Meeting her new teacher, Mrs. Prickles, had turned out to be a lot of fun after all.